Hey guys, it's Nadia from Leodia Designs, and I'm back with another highly requested tutorial, which is my Glitter Glam geode coasters. Now, these are my purple ones that you've seen on my Instagram, and today we're going to be making them in orange and green. So we have our cured resin already set, and we're going to be using our Serenade Relief from Pebeo for the outlines of the geode. So we're just going to start by painting some, again, just kind of free-forming these lines going across the the coaster from one end to the other. We want to connect the lines and kind of create an area in the center where it's going to where the glitter is going to be. So we want it to just look like it's kind of a crack in the resin. So this way we can add in all those details. So, and as you guys might recognize this mold, it's from Molds and Shapes, and it's their fantasy mold. So again, I'm using this one to see how these coasters are going to turn out in this style. So once we've done the centers, we're going to just add some other detailed lines going around our kind of center cracks, and then just kind of detailing around it. Now the center crack lines are going to be a little bit thicker, and then we're going to put thinner lines around it. This just kind of gives it a little bit more dimension, a little bit more interest. So, and you can see that my tube is running out here. And I wanted to show you guys how you open a new one. So this is a brand new one. You just take the lid off, and I already punctured the hole, but you would just take a pair of scissors or whatever and just puncture the seal there and then put the lid back on. So there we go. And then you take the cap off and you're ready to go. Now, I know some people say that they actually cut the tip off, and I'm not sure if you have a different kind than I do, but this one doesn't require that at all. So as you can see, we're all set. And if you were to cut the tip off, you'd actually be getting a larger hole, which you may not want. So anyway, we can continue on. So I'm just going to go into a time lapse as I get the rest of these coasters painted. And once we're finished with that, then we'll let that dry for a couple hours, and then we'll come back to start adding our glitter. Okay, so we're all set here, and our outliner is all dried, as you can see. And now we're ready to add some glitter. So I've made my own custom mix here of glitter, and I'll show you the colors I'm using. So I've mixed three different colors here. So I have two from Paradise Glitter, the Starfish, and Malucella. I'm not sure if that's right. And also Autumn Dream from Love All Bling. So I mixed these together because what I wanted to do is I wanted to have a color for the glitter that was going to work for both coasters. So as you can see here, this mix looks like it's going to work really well. We're going to add our Duraclear gloss varnish to this and kind of get the consistency that we're looking for our glitter. So I start out with with a dollop, and then I just kind of go in and keep adding more until I get the consistency I want. It needs to be on the, it's like a paste, but not a sticky paste. It needs to be able to move. So as you can see, I keep adding until the glitter is, I like to think of it as kind of a nail polish consistency. So it moves, but yet it still holds itself together a little bit. So that's what we're looking for. So it's easy to spread, but then it's not going to be too liquidy. That's pretty much what the kind of consistency we're going for here. So now that we have the glitter paste kind of ready to go, we'll just start painting in all those large areas that we've left for our geode. And obviously you guys are, if you're familiar with geodes, you know that the area here that we're trying to fill in is supposed to mimic kind of crystals, and things like that, but we're going to be adding our glitter just to give that effect. So we'll go into another time lapse as I fill these in, and I'll see you on the other side. Okay, so we're back and now we're adding in a fine glitter along the those some of those kind of little detailed edging going around our geode, kind of that center crack area. And we're going to match it somewhat to the actual background because we don't want this to stand out too much. We want it to just give a bit of a different, again, layer or texture to our geode. We're not necessarily, I mean, you could definitely go in and add in a more contrasting color if you like, but I really want the center glitter of our geodes to actually stand out while this other layer is going to kind of blend in a little bit more. So again, we'll just get those finished up. And once we do that, we'll leave them to dry for about 6 to 8 hours, and then we're ready to top coat. Okay, so it's been about 8 hours and we're ready to add our top coat. So once again, I'm using Counterculture's thin viscosity 1-to-1 resin, and we're adding about an ounce of resin to each one of of these coasters. Disregard how much resin it looks like there is in this cup because I was working on another project at the same time and I was going to be top coating that as well. So I just mixed it all at the same time. So don't worry, the resin didn't go to waste. And yeah, so we'll just finish up adding in the top coat here. And once we're done with that, we'll heat it with the heat gun. And I also want to mention that this particular mold, the silicone that is used is very high quality, but it's also a little bit more sensitive to heat. So you'll notice that when I'm using the heat gun, I'm not going to be trying to put the heat right at the edges. I'm actually tilting the heat gun inward. So I'm pushing the resin towards the center. So this way I'm not heating the mold too much on the edges. I'm being very careful with that. So just keep that in mind with this mold. I know a lot of you really like the mold. So I just want to make sure that we're not damaging them. All right, so let that sit overnight and then we will be back in the morning to unmold them. All right, so it's the next morning and we're ready to unmold. So here we go. And just look how that sparkles. It's so pretty. The glitter here looks a bit more purple than it does in real life. Just the camera, it must be picking it up. So as you can see, and I am using pigments here from Mayspring. I'm not sure if I mentioned that earlier. So if you like these colors, it's a peach gold and an olive green. So if you like those, definitely check out the description under the video for the link. And again, I really like how these glitter complements both these colors. I think it worked out really well. So I will dome coat these as well as paint the edges, and then we'll be all done. And here they are. I did add that second top coat and then as well painted the edges gold. So I really like how these turned out. It does look much more purple than it does in real life on camera. So I'm going to be showing you photos of them as well, just to kind of give you a more realistic interpretation of the color. So, but I do really like how these turned out. So here you go. So you can see they're a lot, they don't have as nearly as much purple in them, but I hope you guys like them. And if you did, please let me know in the comments what you think. And don't forget to like, subscribe, and share. Thanks guys. I'll see you next time. Take care. Bye.